Okay, Jay, so for today's rapid fire,
Yeah.
we're going to focus specifically on peptide support, right? You made a very good point. If you're not taking the
About
right
resources, right?
if you're not taking the right nutrients or the right resources, you're basically wasting your time and wasting your money.
100%, because you won't get the results you're looking for.
Okay, so here's a meaningful list. So for those listening that are experimenting with peptides, hopefully this could be helpful. Okay, let's start with protein powders specifically.
Okay, so protein powders are important because they'll actually give you the essential amino acids that you need for muscle repair, recovery, tissue repair, and recovery. One of my favorites, as you know, Brian, and we've talked about this a lot, is Transparent Labs grass-fed isolate.
Yes.
Absolutely love it. What's really key and important to focus on here are the macros. First of all, it only has 130 calories, 28 grams of protein. It's pure grass-fed whey protein isolate with only 1 gram of fat, 1 carb with 0 added sugar. That is super key. Now, what I also love is they don't use any artificial flavors, colors, or sweeteners. So it's an excellent choice. Now, are there other options out there? Of course, but definitely a good option.
So that's clearly a buy.
Clearly a buy, without a doubt.
Okay, now in the spirit of protein ready to drinks.
Okay, so ready to drinks are a little different than the powders, simply because typically the processing method of making a ready to drink protein shake, you can't use whey protein. So using a milk protein isolate is still equally as good from a biological value. It has all the necessary important amino acids for helping to build and recover muscle and other tissues in the body. One of my favorites, though, is Aeonic Fuel. Now, they have excellent macros because macros are key. It's 160 calories, 32 grams of protein, 5 grams of dietary fiber, 0 grams of added sugar with only 2 grams of naturally occurring, no artificial flavors, colors, or sweeteners. And it's absolutely delicious. Honestly, it's the one that I've been using lately.
Wow, that's tremendous.
Yeah.
I have to try that.
Absolutely.
Okay, vitamin C.
So vitamin C is important, is that especially when it comes to that repair side, when you're using BPC 157 or TB 500 for, like, let's say ligament and tendon repair, vitamin C is crucial for helping to form collagen. You need vitamin C in order to do the repair necessary to connective tissues, especially things based on collagen peptides like proline and glycine and so on.
Potency, 500 milligrams, 1,000. What's the right?
Anywhere
amount?
between 500 to 1,000 milligrams. Some of the brands that I recommend are Solar A, Bluebonnet, Country Life, Doctor's Best. There's several brands that make a really good vitamin C.
I have a question for me. So taking ascorbic acid, vitamin
Yeah.
C, with bioflavonoids, with rutin, with rose hips, does it matter?
Okay, so if you were to look at it from where an orange sits and where we get a lot of our knowledge about vitamin C,
Yeah.
is yes, there's vitamin C, but that white stuff that we peel away are the bioflavonoids and these other compounds. These other compounds are strongly anti-inflammatory and beneficial and have strong antioxidant activity. So I would tell you always with bioflavonoids is key.
Great, thank you. Okay, collagen peptides.
So collagen peptides, and a lot of people will sell these as collagen protein. The use of the word protein is a bit of a It's misleading to some degree. It's better to call them collagen peptides because, one, collagen is never a complete protein. It lacks tryptophan. It doesn't have the amount of the essential amino acids that our bodies need. However, collagen peptides become increasingly important, especially in the area of ligament, tendon, joint, connective tissue repair. So when you're using some of these peptides for those types of situations, you want to make sure you take a collagen peptide. Now, for a brand, Transparent Labs collagen peptides is a great source.
Nice. So to break down collagen peptides one step further, next one would be proline and glycine.
Okay, so those are the two most dominant amino acids in collagen peptides, right? And those are the most important for connective tissue repair, things like ligaments and tendons. The company Country Life created a product a long time ago called Ligatend.
I remember.
An excellent resource for helping to support ligament tendon repair. Because remember, ligaments and tendons are non-vascular tissue. They're slow to heal, very hard for recovery.
Excellent.
Most supplements never reach your cells. They just pass through. BioSneds changes that. Up to 100 times higher bioavailability, clinically proven. We don't just make supplements, we make them work. VerdantNature.com.
Once again, creatine.
So creatine is always important. First of all, I think creatine is important for everyone. First off, it helps with energy production at a cellular level. It helps with strength, endurance, and recovery. The clinical studies are ridiculous. The safety profile is amazing. And it helps your life in so many different ways. So if you're going to be involved in that whole muscle promotion, muscle building, muscle recovery, I think it's an amazing resource. Now, also great for cognitive function. I think creatine is always a good thing.
And what about HMB specifically?
Okay, so HMB is a really key one, especially as it relates to use of peptides. Because one of the things, especially the weight loss peptides, right? People are losing fat, but they're also losing muscle. HMB specifically helps you retain the muscle,
Right.
so that you can maintain the shape that you're trying to achieve while still losing the fat.
So creatine and HMB, both buys.
Okay, absolutely both buys. In fact, I would tell you that combining creatine and HMB is always the best way, and Transparent Labs definitely takes that one.
This next one, I know we covered on the last episode for women's health, but clearly relevant now, berberine.
Oh, berbeриne's gained all the popularity in the world because of GLP-1. They actually call it nature's Ozempic. And it's for good reason, because this compound is exceptional at helping with insulin sensitivities, blood sugar control. It helps inhibit the growth of new fat cells. The only big challenge is it's poorly absorbed by the body. You want to look for companies that are actually using an enhanced bioavailable form, at least a liposomal form. But if you can find one that's using berberisol, which is the biosneds version,
Right.
it is by far and away the most utilized form. In fact, there's a company called Fungiments that has a product called Super Berberine. They launched that about 6 months ago.
I know that's so. I know you've touched on that several times now. Okay, that's a must. All right, a key amino acid, glutamine powder.
All right, glutamine's key. It is the most abundant amino acid in muscle tissue.
Right.
So by that virtue alone, it's essential. If you're going to be using peptides for muscle repair and recovery, I mean, glutamine is essential. Now, I would argue that glutamine's essential anyway.
Right.
If you're going to the gym and you want a really simple tool that can help you with gains, recovery,
Totally.
and everything, glutamine powder, at least 5 grams with your protein shake, essential. It's amazing. And for a brand, I would tell you that Biochem's my favorite.
So they do a great job. I used
Absolutely.
to take that back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay, pre-workout powders.
Okay, so I'm going to, this will revisit the whole indictment over energy drinks, right? So you have to be careful with pre-workouts. A lot of the pre-workouts have a lot of stimulants, but what's really catching on right now are non-stimulants.
Stim-frees are huge.
100%, because we know that the stimulants are causing problems, right? They're actually causing angst, anxiety, and stress to the body that isn't very good, keeps your body in fight or flight. But what non-stimulant pre-workouts can do is they typically will combine creatine, HMB, and some other things like beetroot for increasing blood flow and nitric oxide production so that you can get that pump. So one of my favorites is Aonic Build. And the reason for that is they kept it really simple. They have a flavored version that's fruit punch, but they have an unflavored version that's my favorite because it's unsweetened, unflavored. It's straight to the point. It's very clean. It just has creatine, HMB, not just any HMB. It has HMB Pro, which is a biosneds version of HMB that's the most bioavailable and the most advanced form of HMB and the highest bioavailability. They also use beetroot extract that increases nitric oxide and so on. The fruit punch flavor is using only stevia and monk fruit, so it's absolutely delicious as well with no added sugar.
And I'd say, not just for those who are caffeine adverse, but people that are working out late in the day or in the evening, even if they're caffeine drinkers, they don't want a stimulant pre-workout. So Stim-Free is ideal for that customer as well.
And absolutely, but you think without the stimulants that you're going to lose some benefit in the gym. I promise you, give it a shot. You'll be really surprised. Increasing blood flow.
The strength and pump is still there.
100%. You're still getting the benefits of creatine, the HMB to preserve the muscle, and then the increased blood flow to get the pump and really get it. I'm telling you, Stim-Free is the way to go for sure.
Great rapid fire.
Your gut works hard every day, digesting, supporting your immune system, even helping your energy. Probuline probiotics are scientifically formulated, shelf-stable, and easy to take daily. Picture yourself moving through your day with confidence, feeling balanced from the inside out. Morning routines, work, family time. Probuline helps keep your gut in check so you can focus on what really matters.